and that we have it and battle-tested it. I cannot confirm that that's the truth, but I was told that by someone that should know.
That is Tesla technology.
Yeah. Now, we have about a minute and a half here before our next break. In this minute and a half, let me ask you about the moon, because we keep hearing about bases on the moon. What do you know? Do we have bases on the moon?
Yes, we do.
And when I say we, I'm talking about we humans, but maybe I should be more specific. Are they American bases?
Yes.
And what are we doing there?
Another strategic move, and we are also mining some stuff there. And I was kind of taken back to the fact that some of these people were talking about the moon being hollow and ringing like a bell. How could that be possible? Well, there are certain things upon the surface that they want. And the reason that we don't see these bases is because we never see the backside of the moon. Isn't that correct?
That is true.
Okay.
And but are those bases on the surface, on the backside, or are they underground?
They're on the surface and underground, both.
Well, it's going to be a little bit hard to disguise that once these, the Japanese and the Chinese and the Indians and whoever else, Nigeria, whoever's sending up all of these satellites to take pictures of the moon. Somebody's got to get pictures of these things.
Well, I believe at this point they're all in cahoots with one another, and they won't let that out. There's some kind of like honor among thieves.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're into a break, and we'll be back more with Dick Criswell after this. I told you this was going to rock, didn't I? I was right. We'll be back on the other side of this break. We're talking with Dick Criswell. He has above top secret clearance and has formerly been associated with AlphaCom, a U.S. government, official U.S. government program that, as I understand it, Dick, was designed for disclosure of the UFO reality.
That is correct.
And you say that there's some talk of reinstituting it, reassembling AlphaCom, perhaps in the next administration. Is that right?
Depends on who gets in. That was what I was told by phone. Mm-hmm. If a certain party gets in, and I don't wish to do, this is not going to be political. I'm not political, okay? But I was told a certain group, a certain party that got in, it was quite possible that we reactivate the team.
Okay, now, how far along would you say AlphaCom got in disclosing to the public?
We didn't really get that out. See, I was trying to disclose it. I give bi-weekly classes down here in my area, and I try to get them up to speed on what's going on. That was part of the objective, to get this out to the public and kind of get them prepared. When I do lectures, that's part of that thing, and I do the same thing with them. When they ask me questions that I can't ask, I tell them, but I try to point them in the right direction.
All right, now that brings up, I think, a very natural question, and that is, we've heard all these stories about how when people started trying to get information out, they were harassed by the government or maybe even killed. And, of course, those stories circulate on the Internet, and they have to, while interesting, they have to remain in the realm of rumor because we can't confirm the deep, dark details that we hear. How have you been able to come out and talk as you do, like you're talking here tonight, openly about certain things, like we have bases on the moon, we have bases on Mars. How can you do that and not be in danger?
I don't see myself, Kevin, as a threat to the powers that be, because most of them will just laugh it off and say, well, he's crazy as hell, and go with that. Now, I can't say that I have not been harassed because, as I told you before, I have had phones tapped. I have been followed by, I don't want to call them men in black. I think they're stupid. These people follow me because they got better things to do. And I've had one black helicopter that Dr. Wolf took care of for me.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of that, and I have them show up at my meetings. You can tell who they are. I had at one time 4 psychics in my classes that I held, and they quietly let them know that they knew what they were up to, and we didn't have any more problems with them.
I see. So let's talk about Men in Black for just a moment. Of course, Will Smith made a couple of really great, almost comedy movies. Very science fiction-y movies about Men in Black, but are they real? Do they exist?
I've seen documents to the effect that they are. I have never, other than a vehicle following me, and I've wondered what it was. I've really never faced him face to face. So, but I have seen the documents that do say that they're there.
All right. Now, some people who say they have seen them face-to-face say there's something strange about them, as though they're not exactly all human. What about that?
I'd say in some cases they're probably right, and in some cases they're human. I mean, I say it's probably like a 50-50 type thing that I've been exposed to.
Now, the ones that are not human, what are they? Are they extraterrestrial, or are they some sort of a clone, or kind of a biological robot, or what are they?
More closer to a robot in nature.
A couple of things continue to pop up in the news, in mainstream science news. One has to do with people working on these devices to provide invisibility. And there are several teams working on that, and they are at varying stages of development and have had varying stages of varying levels of success with it. Another has to do with teleportation. And then there are these rumors on the internet, these stories have been out there for a long time. The stories have been out there longer than there's been an internet, about teleportation, that we actually do have a way to, in seconds, to go from here to Mars. Any validity to those stories?
Not to that end, but if you're familiar with wormholes, like Bob Lazar was talking about, I did see some literature on that.
That we can actually use them?
Absolutely.
Wow. So that means then that if we can use them, it would mean that we have tested that to know that we can. And that would mean that we have successfully passed through wormholes, and that would mean that we have been able to travel to other star systems.
I believe that.